Hey everybody, it's Melissa. Today we're talking about a very popular winter fragrance. This one is called Spicebomb Extreme by Viktor and Rolf, and I've made so many videos about this scent on my page. So many videos. So I wanted to let you know if it's worth it or not worth it. And honestly, it's really not worth it to y'all. Let's just kind of be transparent here like I always am on my channel. I think I should be the only one to wear this fragrance, because if too many people are going around smelling sexy, it loses the appeal of it, right? So I think that it should just be me, and then y'all can just wear another fragrance. Now, in terms of performance, this thing goes over 8 hours on skin and especially on clothes. It lingers on clothes longer because clothes are a great scent carrier. Same with hair, but I don't always recommend to spray a fragrance on hair just because some people say it dries it out, and that's just a chance that I don't really want to take anymore. So I stopped applying it on my hair, fragrances on my hair, a few months back. But what does Spicebomb Extreme smell like? Damn, it smells like tobacco, vanilla, cinnamon, and there's a spice on top. It's probably, I keep thinking it's cumin, but I think somebody told me it's caraway. Whatever it is, that spice up there is something that can get a polarizing reaction. I think that's the one thing about the fragrance that can skew people in a different way, is that opening note with the spice, whether it's cumin or caraway, it sometimes smells pickly to people, or it just smells like BO, and then it puts them off from the entire scent. Now, to me, I can sort of see how you'd make that comparison, but I love this fragrance. I think that the tobacco and the vanilla are balanced really nicely, because the tobacco here is it's not super off-putting, right? Typically, when it comes to a tobacco note, and this is just based off my experience, right? So I'm not generalizing, but from my experience, tobacco notes are better received from guys. Like when guys smell another guy wearing tobacco, they go nuts, right? But with women, when they smell tobacco, it's very hit and miss, right? It really depends on what it's blended with. For example, Naxos by Sershoff gets wonderful reactions from women from my experience, because the honey in there just adds the right amount of sweetness to that tobacco to just kind of give it a badass smooth feel. And that's what I feel like the tobacco and vanilla does here in Spicebomb Extreme, is the tobacco is still prominent, but in a way it's subdued, or maybe the better word is balanced, by that beautiful vanilla that just makes this a very irresistible, sensual, cuddly, cozy wintertime fragrance. And I've received DMs from people saying, hey, do you think Spicebomb Extreme gives off bad boy vibes? Honestly, I mean, I could see somebody with a bad boy personality wearing this fragrance, but I think that the bottle kind of does a lot of that talking. If this fragrance was put in another bottle, my first reaction to it wouldn't be, oh, this is a bad boy scent. You know, it's kind of like how I feel about Pie by Givenchy, is that it's addicting the more you smell it, but I'm not smelling Pie going, oh, this is a bad boy fragrance for sure. Like a fragrance, for example, that would come to mind for that is something like ombre leather, right? So I still think you can absolutely wear this in a leather jacket, in an all black outfit. You're gonna kill it. You're gonna smell fantastic, but it doesn't scream, oh, like it's a bad boy scent. You know, I hope that made sense. But Spicebomb Extreme is honestly the way I thought Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford was gonna smell, because the name of that fragrance is Tobacco Vanille, tobacco and vanilla, right? But that one ended up smelling more gingerbready. And also, Spicebomb Extreme is a masculine fragrance, right? But I will say this to everybody just watching, from my experience with this fragrance, it does not smell as masculine on my skin. And an example I'll give is something I've mentioned so many times before, but I was at this bonfire with this couple. It was a guy and a girl, and the girl just kept kind of just taking a step, like a little step towards me, and just kind of like smelling me, right? She would just do this a few times, and she's like, you smell so good. I really like what you're wearing. She just kept telling me that throughout our conversation. And then the guy was like, yeah, you smell good. What are you wearing? And I told him it was Spicebomb Extreme. And he's like, there's no way. He did not believe me. He's like, that's not Spicebomb Extreme, because my dad has Spicebomb Extreme, and you don't smell like my dad. Another example is a guy that told me that his uncle wears Spicebomb Extreme when I told him what I was wearing, because he asked. And also, he didn't believe me. He's like, it does not smell the same on you as on them. And then I just had to tell him, you know, that some like fragrances will smell different on people, right? That's just kind of the way it is. So don't get too stuck behind the label of things if you're just interested in wanting to smell anything. You know what I'm saying? So Spicebomb Extreme, really beautiful scent, in case you weren't able to pick up on my sarcasm in the opening, because for some reason, people on YouTube have a very hard time detecting my sarcasm, even though I make it as obvious as possible. But I still think this is worth it in 2023, and we're going into 2024 in a couple weeks. I still think it's a very relevant fragrance, specifically again for cold weather. Wintertime, even in the fall time, if you just live somewhere that the climate just skews more on the cold side, if it's always cloudy where you're at, if it's rainy, it's snowing, it's such the perfect fragrance. And I know I mentioned it being a cozy, cuddly scent, and I still, like, it's one of those things, it's one of those fragrances that when you do wear it and you're cuddling with somebody, you're getting cozy with somebody, and say you're watching a movie or something, and it can lead to other things because it's such an addictive smell. Like the second you get your nose on it, it's a nose to the neck type of fragrance. You know what I mean? And I sprayed it right before this video on my arm, or I sprayed it in the air and then I wafted it with my arm because I didn't know if I wanted to throw it on because I had Elysium on, right? But I smell fantastic right now. I smell fantastic. For some reason, when it comes to Spicebomb Extreme and Pie by Givenchy, they're not like my favorite scents of all time in my rotation just because I live where it's hot. But whenever I smell them, they're such standouts. I'm like, damn, these scents are so good. So if you have any doubt in your mind about this fragrance, go try it for free at the mall. You know what I mean? Go to Sephora, go to Ulta, go to Macy's, spray it on your skin, see how you like it. Don't immediately buy it on the spot just because you might not like the way it dries down on you, right? So just make sure that you really get the full wear of it. And if you want, ask the associate to give you a little sample of the fragrance so that, you know, you could take it home, apply it, see how it wears with that. But again, I don't think this is suited for warm weather. If you do live in an area like myself that the sun is out a lot of the times, I don't think that this is a necessary grab unless all you have is freshies and you're looking for the sweet, masculine scent to balance out your collection. Then sure, you know, get it for balance purposes, but don't be getting this as the very first fragrance that you pull for or that you buy and you don't have anything else. Like if you start with a sweet scent and you live where it's hot, you're gonna quickly have to buy a freshie and you might be like, dang, why did I waste it on my first? You know what I mean? You want to make sure you're using your scents. So I'm trying to see if there's anything I would urge you, like any cons about this fragrance. Well, I mean, it's obvious, but don't bring it to the airport. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to bring this fragrance, put it in a sample vial, get a travel size version of it. But that's literally the only downside of this fragrance. Performance is fantastic. I think the price point is also good. It's a standard designer fragrance, so it's accessible to everybody and it's mass appealing. All right. So there's really no way you can go wrong with this if you want that sweet tobacco-y fragrance. So I hope this helped. If anybody owns Tobacco Vanille, I mean, why did I say tobacco? Sometimes the bottle looks kind of, like the color scheme of the bottles looks so similar. And I was talking about Tobacco Vanille earlier today. But if you have Spicebomb Extreme, let us know your experiences with it in the comment section below just so people can get more opinions. All right. I hope you all have a great day. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.